there's nothing noble about burning yourself out, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. And if you need to take the time, take the time.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I I do think that the best thing that I don't know, I would say I'm most proud of being able to show up for people because I can read what they need so easily. Thing is like, is that a relationship where I need to be doing that? I would say over the last 2 years, I don't do that nearly as much as I used to. I used to be like constantly on the go, like every free moment filled with something. Now I'm like, I have my own shit to take. I'm not gonna go do this thing because I don't want to.
Right.
So that's been lovely, I
Yeah.
think. But
That's
yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
being able to show up for people is a skill and it comes very easily. It's
Yeah.
just balance is
Balance.
appropriate.
All right. Well, threes. Are we going to make it through all nine
Threes,
numbers? We're
we
going to
can do
try.
it. We can do it.
Threes. I, there are, threes are, for my personal relationships, threes are an interesting number for me because there are threes in my life that are ride or die for me, right? That I would like go to the ends
Hmm.
of the earth for and
Yeah.
appreciate them so much. And then there are other threes where I'm like, we are not competing right now. Can we just like, I'm not trying to compete with you.
Well, it's unhealthy, I think,
Yeah.
matters for threes for me as well.
And I do think the subtype can also play a part sometimes for me with threes. Although I don't think I have a three that I like where a subtype where it's harder than another for me personally.
Ooh, I do. I think you probably know mine.
I, one of I would consider one of my closest friends is a self-pres three, and sometimes I think it's the self-pres, which is the counter type of three that like makes that work sometimes. But also, like, I think this is like where there's like nuance in the Enneagram and nuance in every person, and like it's not meant to put anyone in a box, like just to go back to that, because this particular individual also just has is gifted at reading the room and meeting people where they are and knowing when like never like if you're like I need a second, they're like okay, great. And they give you the space and they don't push it and like you know what I mean? So I think there's like gifts in that for that individual.
Mhm.
I know a 1-to-1 three who will get like all like fiery and whatever. And but I just kind of love that about her, right? When she kind of like comes in like all like spicy and intense, I have an appreciation for that. So I don't know, like it's hard for me to say in the subtypes for three, but I think like in their gift of the way they show up, part of it is that like they often know how to land a message, right? Like they know how to like talk to someone and like land the message.
Mhm.
I think in terms of showing up for themselves, it's the letting go of their own. We've talked about this before about threes, but it's the letting go of the what's next in terms of goals, or sort of setting, like, how can they set goals that aren't about a title, a house, money, a race time, where it's like where can they make it more joyful for them in some way where it's like how much fun can this be? Like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything does not need to be a competition, you know?
No.
I think that threes can show up for people as the best coach, cheerleader, like, here's how we can. They have a gift that way. Most threes that I know, where it gets a little unhealthy and often triggering for me is when I sense kind of the ulterior motive thing. Like for the really unhealthy threes that I know, I can feel that. my area of growth is, and I've been given this feedback before, like, I can't just vote people off the island because I don't trust them. There's something in there, there's a reason why, but I also don't have to, like, bend myself in half. If I sense that there's an integrity issue, there's an integrity issue. Mm, they don't have to change that for me, but I think just the ability for them to build people up in a really genuine way, if they have the relationship health and bandwidth to do it. Because threes can burn themselves out pretty quickly too. They have a high capacity, but they can burn themselves out if they're not careful because they will push relentlessly.